So, just what I have planned for today. We'll review the second vocabulary list. We went over the first one like about 3 days now, so I mean it's still all there if you need it, but we'll go over the second one and we'll review two usted and ustedes, which we've done for the past 2 days. And we'll start an introduction to the Spanish alphabet and the sounds and things like that. So I do have some activities with the alphabet. We might work on them if we get some time. Um, and there was also an exercise in the book that I liked with practice with geography and Spanish speaking countries. So if we get to them, we'll do them. And I definitely wanted to go over the instructions for what I have set up for, I think I have it due on Tuesday. So that's what we're going to do. So just to go over the second vocabulary list, I know that this stuff is pretty straightforward. These words are pretty simple, but that's okay. We'll go through them. So the first one is como te llamas, which is what is your name, and that's the informal way to say it because we see we have the te, and that goes with tu, so it's como te llamas. And then we have como se llama, which is what is your name, and that's the formal way of saying it. That goes with usted. And then you could say me llamo, and then your name, and that would be my name is. I could say me llamo Carly, and that would be my name is Carly. Number 4 is mi nombre es, and then your name. So again, my name is. For number 5, we have soy, and then your name. So I am. So pretty much 3, 4, and 5 are kind of all mean the same thing. So you could say either one. I've said them all. Number 6 is mucho gusto, which is nice to meet you. Encantado or encantada is nice to meet you. And we didn't go over this too much yet, but the O in encantado is like for a man, and the A is for a woman. So there's actually like a new like gender neutral way to do that, which I'll show you guys that later. For number 8, we have igualmente, which is same to you. 9, I'll go through all of these different versions later, but for now, we know bienvenido is welcome. And again, we'll go over all these ways later because we didn't really get them yet. But we have te presento a, and then somebody's name. And that means let me introduce you to whoever you're introducing. And then de donde eres is where are you from? Soy de, and then the place that you're from. So if you're from Philadelphia, you could say soy de Philadelphia, and that would mean I'm from Philadelphia. Number and I'm sure you guys know a lot of these already. So number 13, we have senor, which is Mr. Senora, which is Mrs. And senorita, which is Miss or again, Miss. So number 16 is profesor, is a male teacher, and profesora is a female teacher. So, and like I said, we didn't go over all that too much, but that's your vocab. So we've been doing tu and usted for a couple days now. But I figured that we would, and we just started ustedes yesterday. So I figured we'd do one last day to kind of wrap it up and go over it. So just a short slide. Tu, usted, and ustedes are all ways to say you in Spanish, which we went over yesterday. We know that. So, and then tu is for singular, informal you. So singular just means one person. And so we use this when talking to friends, family, pets, people we're familiar with. And then usted is for singular formal you. So just one person, but it's a formal, like a formal situation. So we use this when talking to people we don't know, professionals, doctors, lawyers, judges, things like that. Use your best judgment. And ustedes is for plural you. So when you're talking to more than one person. So like you guys, y'all, things like that. And it could be 2 people, it could be 100 people. It doesn't matter. Ustedes is just for more than one person. And just a note, it doesn't matter if it's formal or informal. You always use ustedes when you're talking to more than one person. So this is probably the last day that we're going to go over this, but so does anybody have any questions or anything on this before I move on? Are you okay?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Are you okay, or do you need any more help with this?
No, I'm all right.
Okay, good. All right. So what I figured that we would get working on now is something that it's a little bit new. So I figured that we'd start the alphabet, and if you take a look at it, it's on page 19 in the book, but I have like it all in the slides, so don't worry about it. And in Spanish, it's el alfabeto. And the Spanish alphabet is similar to the English alphabet. Not everything is completely different. Some of the letters make like slightly different sounds, or some of them are even like completely different, but there's not too many of them. And there's also a few like different letters and letter combinations in the Spanish alphabet. Some people will tell you that the letter combinations aren't one of the letters, and then some people will tell you that they are. So it really all depends where you're at, and there is definitely variations in how people say letters and how they say words. But I just went with like the normal, like the general pronunciation of these things. So and there is a section in the book on like different pronunciation and things like that, but for now we're just going to go over like the regular, how most people say it. So and like I said, don't get overwhelmed by this, because you don't have to remember like all of these like letter sounds and names and things by heart. This is just to kind of help you with spelling and pronunciation. So don't, we're not going to have like a whole quiz on the alphabet or anything, so don't worry about that. So I broke it down, and this is all taken like directly from the book. Some of the pronunciations I did on my own because I didn't like the ones that the book gave us. But this is the letters over here. So we have A through H on here. The letter names are in the middle here, and the pronunciation is over here. So we'll start with A, the letter A. In English, the letter name in Spanish is A, and it's pronounced like ah. So it's ah. And then for B, this is its letter name, BE, and it's pronounced bay. Okay. For C, the letter name is CE, and it's pronounced say. For D, the DE is its letter name, and it's pronounced day. For E, the letter name is just E, and it's pronounced A. F, the letter name is FA, and it's literally said just like that, FA. G is pronounced he. You can see that there. And the H, the letter name is Ache. And usually like the H in words is silent unless it's like in a CH. So, but like you could see with the word hola, that was one of our vocabulary words. It's spelled HOLA. You just say hola, OLA. So the H is silent in most situations. Okay. Anybody have any questions? We're okay. Okay. So moving on, for the letter I, the letter name is just an I, and the pronunciation is just E. We have J, and the letter name is Jota, and you can see it sounds like the English H, so Jota. For K, its letter name is Ka, and that's the same pronunciation, Ka. L is Ele, and Ele is the pronunciation. This is one of those, the double L is one that some people will tell you is part of the alphabet, some people will tell you it's not. But the double L is a sound, which we went over yesterday. You asked me, Malia, about when you say like como te llamas. You asked me like, oh, like what sound does that make? Well, here, this is an example of it. So the double L, the letter name is Ele, and it sounds like English Y. So it's y, como te llamas. And you'll get used to that. But the M is, the letter name is MA, and it makes it an MA sound. It's literally just like the letter name. Many of them are. The N, the letter name is NA, and the pronunciation is NA, literally. The N with the, it's called a tilde on the top of it. This is one of those Spanish letters that we don't have in English. And the letter name is Enye. And I didn't really know how to like tell you how to pronounce this, but like this is kind of like Enye, like the sound like that you hear in the English word onion. That's how it is. And it's just like a nye, nye. I know that's weird, but that's kind of like how I figured I would tell you how to spell it. So it just makes like an NY sound. The O is like we have an English O, and it's just like pronounced like the English word O. And the letter P, the letter name is PE, pay, and then it's pronounced just like the English word pay. Okay. So last slide with the alphabet. We have the letter Q, which is, the letter name is QU, and it's pronounced like K. Like some people, this is one of those that has a lot of variation, but I was always told that it makes like a K sound. So just going with that. The R, the letter name is Ere, and it's like R, like I don't know. That one's kind of another difficult one. But the double R, this is another one where people will tell you it's a letter, some people will tell you it's not. So there's this, but it's definitely is like a sound, and the letter name is, it's supposed to be like ere when you roll your R's, but leave it up to me to not be able to roll my R's. So I just, yeah, it's like that, and I can't roll my R's for some reason, but it's ere.
The alphabet is kind of funny in Spanish when you say it fast and out loud.
It is. I know. Yeah, I've done that, and yeah, it's definitely different. But yeah, so the double R is like a rolled R. So like this one's like ere, and this one's like ere. Like I can't roll my R's. I know that's bad, but I can't. So moving on, we have the letter S, and the letter name is ese, and it's just like that, ese. T is, the letter name is TE, and it's pronounced te. U is, the letter name is just U, and it's pronounced oo. The V is pronounced as be. Like you can see that for some reason the V makes a B sound, and that's another one of those where some people make it like, some people will literally be like bay, and other people will be like bay. So it's like sometimes more more like more obvious in some dialects. The W is doble, which the book told me it was a U, but I was always told it was like doble ve. And that makes like a w sound. The X, the letter name is X, and it makes like a x sound, like x. It's an awkward sound, so there's that. The Y is known as Y, and it makes a y sound. And the Z, the last one, is, the letter name is Zeta, and it makes like an S sound, like the S sound in English. So you can see like once you get like W and like down, they have like weird letter names, but like I said, don't worry too much about memorizing them, because it's just kind of to help you out more with spelling and pronunciation. So I had some activities that I figured that we could do. And like either one of you, feel free to, I'm on my Spanish 2 page. Feel free to say anything. Still loading. Okay, here we go. So I figured, so this right here, It's on page 19. This is like the alphabet, and this is literally what I took for you. So it's there in the book if you want it, but I have it on the slides. And this is the next page is like variations and things like that. But this is only like Spanish one, so I figured we'd just do the other way. So it says, so I figured that we could do activity 10. We can practice spelling out your full name using the Spanish alphabet. So for me, if I were to spell out, and you could just do like your first name. So if I were to spell out my full name, Carly, I could look at this and I could say, and we could go to R, say R, L, and then Y. So that's just kind of to get you familiar with the alphabet. So if either one of you would like to do that, you can. It doesn't really, if you're not comfortable with it, that's okay. But that was just kind of to, spell out your full name. So like,
Can I spell my first name out loud right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Zahmya.
Yep.
Yamya.
Yep. Yeah, so that was pretty much just what that was. Just to go through that. I figured that maybe we could do the practice out loud. It says 3 classmates, but I figured that we could just do it like between us. Because it's actually hard to do these things when you don't have that many people and when you're not in person. So I could ask Zamaya, I could say, ¿Cuál es tu nombre? And what would you put? What would
Mi
you?
nombre es Samaya.
Yep. Yep. Malia, do you want to give it a try? ¿Cuál es tu
For
nombre?
my name,
Yeah.
I got a real long name.
I really hate that they got me in Spanish 1 right now.
Yeah, I think that they just put you in for like I think that like it's based on like credits. And I even said like, oh, like if you, because when I was in college, I had a minor in German, so I was like, oh, if you wanted to offer like another language, I could do it. But yeah, I kind of figured that. I
I've
think
been taking Spanish for Yes Philly since 2019, and I
Oh, really?
pass every time I take it, and they still keep giving it to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might need the credits. I think that might be why.
Okay.
So
Sorry
no,
for like.
no, that's okay. So Malia, you don't have to spell it out if you don't want to. I'm just asking, ¿Cuál es tu nombre? Which means what is your name? So what would you say back to me? Mhm.
I forgot. It's, what's my name? I gotta go. You gotta go back
Okay, sure. We'll go back to
with
the
me, cause you know.
Sure. Okay. So I said, ¿Cuál es tu nombre? That means what is your name? So you could use, so I have vocabulary list 2 up here. So you could pick from 3 to 5. You can say any of these. And then you could say, Me llamo Malia. Or you could say, Mi nombre es Malia. Or you could say, Soy Malia. Any of them are correct.
I would definitely say 3.
You're going to say, Me llamo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That would be correct.
I'm gonna have to learn how to actually say these words, cause you know I'm not Spanish, none of that. So I have to get used to it.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, definitely, like I said, let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. Because I know, I've been doing this for a while, and Samaya has too. So just don't let it, feel free to talk, feel free to ask questions and things like that. You never look down.
And do not feel any pressure, because
Yeah.
I am full Puerto Rican and I did not learn Spanish at all until I was turning 13.
Mhm.
Even now, I'm fluent, but I still like mess up with certain words
Oh
and
yeah.
pronunciations. So it's definitely okay.
Yeah, I'm like that too. So it's completely fine. So no worries. So then I know that we didn't go over this word because I was gonna do this activity today, but then I was like, no, like I changed my mind. So the word which for, and don't think that you have to remember this or anything, but the word for like last name is apellido. So if I said, ¿Cuál es tu apellido? What is your last name? What would you say? You could say, Mi apellido es, and then whatever your last name is. So that's how you would answer that one. And then it says how, like, it's como se escribe, which is like how's it written. That would be like what we did up here, but don't worry about that because we already went through that, and I'm sure that you guys understand that. Let me see what else I had on the. Okay, so I said that we could do activity 11 too, but these are just some of our recent vocabulary words, which it would just be like spelling them out like with the letter names, but we already did that. So like this one would be, remember the H is H, the O is just O, L, and then if you ever wanted to do these like on your own, the L is just L, and then the A is A, and let me show you where that is. So that's really all you'd have to do for that. And then senor is just, if you had a question on that, you could go through this and you could say ese, find the E, E, and then that N with the tilde, the squiggly thing is what a lot of my kids call it. Enye, and then O, which is on here, O, and then R is ere. So I'm actually going to change that. Okay. So, but that was that. And then I think I had one more. Let me see. Activity 12. Well, let's see what that's like. I don't even remember. Okay, um, so I know that we didn't really go over like countries or anything yet, but this is just like a map of like Latin American countries, and the names are in Spanish, but definitely any of you guys feel free to let me know what you think. This is kind of practice with letters and G. Oh, what did I do? This is just kind of practice from like the, and you can kind of guess like what they are, but this is just practice with the letters and geography. So like obviously like this one right here is Mexico. So you put an X in, and then they're asking for like the name of the letter, so it would be X. So for this next one, it says La blank Dominicana. So obviously that one would be the Dominican Republic. And like I said, we didn't go over the names of these or anything yet, so don't, be afraid if you don't know them. But this would be La República Dominicana. So this would be an R. I don't think I can add them in. No, I can't. I don't even know what this is. But you could add an R in here, and then down here you'd write ERE because that's the name of R. And then this one, does anybody want to give this a shot? This would be Nicaragua. So what letter would you put in here? I'm okay with, there would be a G that was put in here, right? And then we could go back. Ooh, go back. And we see, oh, how do you say G? You would just write GE. So that's the letter name. So that's easy enough. Then this would be Venezuela, right? And there's an N here, so you'd write just an N in. And then, oh, what sound does N make? NA. So that's just what you'd write. So that's easy enough. I'll just go through the rest of these with you. And this one is Colombia. So there's an L there, right? We go back, see what sound L makes, and it's an L, E-L-E. So that's just what you write. This one is Peru, so it's an R, and that's the same one as this one. So it would just be E-R-E. And this one is Bolivia. So you put a V in here. Yep. And here you just put like a B, like V-E. And then this one is Chile. So you put an H in here and you just write H because that's the sound that the H makes. And this one is Uruguay, which would be a Y at the end, and then you just put Y. So that's not homework or anything. I was just explaining that. And then let me see. And then I did want to go over the instructions for what I just put up. Okay, so it says quiz here, but like don't be like freaked out because it's really easy. And so this is in a Google Doc, and I gave everyone their own like their own copy of it. So you can like write on this, you could like write the answers right on here, whatever you want to do. And then Zamaya, you and I talked about that. You can turn it in on paper if that's easier, email it to me, just take a picture of it and email it. Either way is fine. So this is just all of these words right here are from vocabulary list 1 and 2. So it's in the book, it's on the PowerPoints, it's all right there. So all you have to do is match them with the correct meaning. So for the first one, you have ¿qué tal? And remember that means what's up, right? So these two just go together. You can just write like, I'll actually make spaces for you here. So do you have any questions on this portion of the quiz? Are we okay?
No, I just logged on to
Google
Google
Classroom.
and I clicked the first like thing that you really put up, which was
What?
I think
The first assignment.
yeah.
Yeah, that was just the one like where you have to like match the vocab words.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of like this. Let me show you. This like first.
Your work, all the work that I'm missing for you, I could probably have in by the end of tonight for real, for real.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, so like I'm sure Malia, you remember doing this together. So this is basically what the quiz is. You just match it. Oh, you just match it with what is the right one. So like I said, ¿qué tal? Would be what's up. So you just put C here. Muy bien is very good. So that you just put J there. Do you see what I mean? So I figured that one was pretty easy. And then we did, I know Zamaya, you just came in, but Malia, you and I did a lot of practice with this the other day. So, and then I said for each situation, say if you would address each person or group of people, let me actually write it in my group of people as tú, usted, or ustedes. So if you're talking to a group of friends, you're talking to more than one person, right? So you'd refer to them as ustedes. And then like number 2 is talking to your cat. Well, your cat definitely isn't a formal person, so that would be tú. Okay. All right. Does that make sense to you guys? Are you kind of like okay with this? What we're doing here? And like I said, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to send me an email, things like that. So if everybody's okay with that, and pretty much for the grading policy, like for homework, I'll like give you full credit, like as long as like you do, do all of it, like because I know homework is practice and things like that. So if it's like incorrect or anything like that, it's okay, just as long as you tried. Quizzes I usually grade like on correctness, but this one is pretty easy. So oh, it's right here. This one is pretty easy, but definitely if you need help or if you're not sure of anything, email me and that's fine. So we did that. And just before, so that is pretty much all I had. That's kind of what I wanted to go over. But just to go over what we're gonna do on Monday, I know Zamaya, you might not be here, and that's okay. But just to go over what we're gonna do. So I'll probably review the alphabet again, nothing too nuts. And vocabulary 3, I'll probably start that, and that's right here, the class subjects. So I'll go through all this. I know that the English isn't here. I don't know why the book does that. I don't like it. I don't know why. But so I'll definitely put all this on like in like the PowerPoint with the English, so don't worry. And then the book kind of jumps into like talking about like what you like and what you don't like. So I'll kind of like go over like how you would say that, so you can see me gusta, no me gusta, things like that. So we'll go over all that. Don't worry about any of that now though. Okay. So do you guys have any questions? Zamaya, are you okay with the Google Classroom page? Like, does
I
it?
was trying to understand how to do the quiz. Do I have to do all my work before I do the quiz?
No, no, you can do it in any order.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
I'm about to do the quiz first and then I'll do everything else.
Okay, that's fine. So like for number 1, like when it says Kate Dal, it means like what's up, so I just put C. And then like that. So, but yeah, you could do this stuff in any order. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Yeah. And I figured that this stuff would be pretty easy for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
It's better than Duolingo.
that's what everybody told me. And Malia, I know.
Duolingo is boring. It gives you the answers and it's really, really easy. It's like elementary school type of thing.
Really? Yeah,
Mhm.
that's I know that Malia, I know that. Okay, let me actually stop recording this because we're done.